I don't share a lot of miracles, but I do want to share what's happening. So first of all, of course, I got attacked by black magic, witchcraft, and it was quite strong. And I just used to take it and suffer with it. I didn't really sort of do anything about it, if you understand me, except for pray. Okay, so, but it doesn't remove it. Now, what happened is I immediately got down on my knees and I handed the burden straight over to Jesus Christ. I was like, please, Jesus, take this and take it from me. Now, it was very heavy what was going on. It was a lot. And the first thing that happened to me was I had the best sleep I'd ever had in my whole entire life, and I'm not lying to you. I mean, in the world of my whole lifetime here, I had the best rest I've ever had. I absolutely felt like a weighted blanket had laid upon me and just snuggled me in, and something I almost could get the impression that there was a great covering over me while I slept at night. And of course, when I woke up, I couldn't be more thankful. I was so thankful, and I was amazed because I was like, oh my gosh, is that what it's like to rest, to actually rest and have a just sleep in peace? And it was profound, and I was extremely grateful. And then again, the next day, the next night, and so on. And of course, so I love having this restful sleep, and so I ask before I go to sleep now to please cover me and like a warm weighted blanket so that I have a restful sleep, and it happens. So I have the most protection I've ever had, and especially during the night as I sleep, and that is so profound for me. I wake up extremely thankful, and still a lot is going on. Not physically, but I sense it, and sometimes I cry, and that's okay. Lord Shiva always comforts me. Now, the next thing that started happening, well, I've had this problem, and what happened was my belly swelled dramatically, and it looked like I was 9 months pregnant. Just all of a sudden, I could not even bend down to pick up a ladder to work properly. All this stuff, it really put pressure across all my heart, and there was a lot going on with that. Now, and it stayed with me. So I didn't do anything about it. I just adapted to living with it. I didn't really actually realize that it was a wicked witch's evil spell. I did semi-consciously, but I didn't like to think that it was that, because I always like to believe that people are good and not evil. So I think it was like yesterday. So yesterday I was like, I wonder if my stomach is actually a wicked spell. And So I immediately came across information about something, I don't know, it's a prayer as well, about how the witches hit the stomach area of your body, because that is like the center of your body. And so and also it's vulnerable. There's a lot of organs in there and all that sort of stuff like that. Your torso is an area that they like to, I was going to say effect, but I think the word is infect. And so I was like, okie dokes. And so I prayed that if it was an entity that had infected me, for it to come out and to dissipate into nothingness and all that sort of stuff. Well, I tell you now, I can bend down and touch my toes. I can reach and lean forward. I haven't been able to do these things since July last year. It's been a year, real close to 12 months. And I'm just like, oh my God, that's remarkable. That's remarkable. I've cleaned all the windows in the house today. And I am just literally fascinated with the progress in one day from a prayer. And obviously, it wasn't a physical ailment. It's a physical ailment, but it was not caused by something physical, let's put it that way. And so I was able to remove it. So it's been removed, thank you, through prayer, and it was instantaneous. Okay, so I want to say something to all the light workers, because you know what we're like. Someone murdered my cat. It was absolutely traumatic. But what did I do? I prayed for that man. I prayed that his heart would open and not be hard as a rock and so cruel. I wanted him to have a good heart. So I prayed for him to have one. The difference between light workers and witches is a witch will curse. So that's the difference, you see. And starseeds, I thought everyone was a starseed. But I'm starting to figure out not everyone is. Not everyone's empathic. Not everyone's a highly sensitive person. Not everyone's an INFJ. Sigma, female, super empath. Not everyone is, and I have to realize that not everyone is the same as you, even if they're in your bloodline, family. And I can't say whether it's from choices or not, but I choose to say that they made choices to be of the darkness, to become a dark agent. They made the choice. That's the message that I'm receiving. And they could have been of the light, but they chose. And I feel that that's something to do with the battle as well. The darkness wants to win, and it wants everyone to turn that way. Here, take this demon and I'll make you rich. You'll have lots of possessions, something like that. And people go for it. They don't want to do that. The right thing, they don't want to do what is good. Let's put it that way. They want to do something else. Now, I always believed that everyone is good and to look for it and all that sort of stuff like that. But a lot of these dark people use good as a mask, and they will pretend on their goodness as a deception. So thankfully, I was given the gift of discernment, which I desperately needed, because I was always what is the word? Believing in that everyone was underneath it all good. But now I have discernment, and discernment has taught me a great thing. And it has taught me I can see demons. So it only happened recently I've started to see, but there was this person, and when I saw them, the demon revealed itself, and it was a boar demon. It looked like a boar, big old fat boar, and I was like, eek, oh my God, is that a demon? I see ghosts as well. Lots of things have happened since I've been through the void. And I see grey spirits a lot, which are the ones that are attaching to people. And but they seem to hide when I come. They run, they disappear, they run away. I don't know why. But anyway, that's another story. So I just wanted to talk about my healing because it's progressive and it's fast, and I'm so thankful, and I'm so protected. I am protected right now. Everything's protected. There is something majorly major going on, and they say, do you always ask God and it shall be done, like that? It's a kind of like that. Not really an asker in a nice way. I usually always ask in a very strong way. One day I'll tell you the story about how Jesus saved my child, my daughter Charmy. But I yelled at God that day. And I was like, you better fucking do something, and you better do it now. And I was yelling at the sky, and they did it immediately. So I don't know why I think I have this only use once kind of idea. I'm going to start to use it all the time, and because wow, I just feel like I don't have any of anybody's curses on me anymore. It truly is like they've all returned to sender, and maybe I am going to have a great life. And I tell you what, I feel restful, and I feel a lot of joy, and I'm just thankful that it's come to this. It's come to this for me. I'm not really that thankful for what everyone else has to go through, but as in the ones that chose the darkness, because it's not a good time for them. But they're so busy with their own problems right now, you see, they haven't got time to interfere with anyone else. They've got their own issues going on. They're busy, and we should not worry about them, okay? So I think that's what I want to share. I'm looking forward to seeing my body back to its normal form. Can't wait. And I'll finish by saying this evil one. So what happened was, I lived in a cabin. I say a cabin, it's a box. And it's just a box. I'll show you a picture one day. And it's tiny. You can fit a double bed in it, all right? That's how big it is. I mean, a single bed. I didn't have a single bed. I had a couch, so I had some space. Now, it was night time. I had a big old, thick old glass flagon. I used to drink water out of this big old flagon, and it was thick glass, and it had a handle, big glass handle. And one night, as I was sleeping, this intense pressure was just pushing on my face, really trying to crush me. And I got the impression someone had a photo of me and they were crushing my face. And this was a long time ago, okay? It's about 10 years ago now. Oh, hang on a minute, I got it wrong. Was it 10 years? Yeah, maybe like 8. But anyway, the pressure was just so pronounced, and my tooth is missing. I don't have it there anymore, but the pressure was just so hard on this area from the atmosphere in the room. And I woke up because of this this pressure, and I wondered what it was, and then I heard this ping, and a V-shaped chip had broken. It just broke by itself off this vessel, this big old flagon bottle with the handle on it. It broke from pressure in the atmosphere in that cabin, and I knew that it was witchcraft straight away. But back then I was terrified of everything, and I knew that someone had stood on a photo of my face. So, you know, I'm finishing that because I want to say there are very powerful dark forces that people use, but they can't kill you. They make really good attempts, but there's always, you will always survive. Let me put it that way. And it'll be a miracle, and it's a story of your life, and you are a living miracle to have survived, and I want you to keep on surviving. So yeah, that's my message. Okay. Oh, I got a message. All right. Ka kite, everyone. Much love.